video, we are going to talk about what we are best known for, and that's hard-hitting geopolitical news to give you a perspective on what's really happening all around the world. And of course, the U.S. mainstream media right now is obsessed with China. They see China as the biggest threat, as the biggest enemy to the United States, but the story is very complicated. But in this video, we are going to give you the full perspective on not only what's happening now, what happened before, but the greater truth behind the deteriorating relationship between China and the United States. Now, just a few moments ago, China flew a long-range nuclear-capable bomber outside of China for the first time since President-elect Donald Trump spoke with the president of Taiwan. U.S. officials say that this was a dramatic show of force meant to send a message to Donald Trump. And to make the situation worse, on state-run Chinese television, they called Donald Trump an ignorant child when it comes to foreign policy. This situation is deteriorating mainly because of Donald Trump accepting a call from Taiwan. There's a thing that is the bedrock of U.S. and Chinese relations, and that is the One China policy, where the U.S. and China agree only to recognize one China, not Taiwan, and that is the only way that these two countries will have geopolitical relations, is to totally ignore Taiwan. Now, Trump also publicly said that it's not necessary to be bound by this policy. Beijing obviously is pissed off, and they're saying that they are extremely concerned about Trump's comments on this. Trump may be trying to use Taiwan as a bargaining chip with China, since Chinese-American relations haven't been that good for a very long time. China has been challenging the United States and Europe over the economic markets. They have been growing their military. They have been becoming a military superpower, mainly from stealing American technology and American military secrets. They have moved to de-dollarization. They have moved to trying to get rid of the petrodollar on the global world financial stage. And if that happens, the value of the US dollar goes down. And it doesn't mean anything because no one else would be using it. Previously before, China has made very strong, significant economic moves against the United States, which hurt us economically. The situation turned worse when China started building man-made military islands near the Philippines. The United States did not like that, so they decided to be the heroes of the world, or the military of the world, more correctly put, and they sent their warships in order to rattle their saber against China and to wag their finger that this was not okay. The Chinese, in response, just surrounded the U.S. Navy that tried to show their force against the Chinese. So this was happening all along with President Obama, but the mainstream media wasn't going on about how President Obama was destroying relations by military posturing and trying to show a force against China. These show of forces that we're seeing China demonstrate now with its nuclear bomber flying outside of China, it's what's been happening before, so this is nothing new. But one thing that has changed dramatically is not only has China been preparing for war, but they had a very strong relationship with Russia. Russia and China used to see the United States as an evil that they wanted to go after together, and that's why they made geopolitical economic moves against the petrodollar by trading oil and trading gas between each other in their natural currencies, and the yuan, strengthening the yuan, getting rid of the strength of the US dollar and the US economy. They have also participated in many naval drills and have shared technological, military, and transportation advances, and have cooperated together very cohesively, even inside of Syria, where the Chinese actually came out and supported Bashar al-Assad and the Syrian government with Russia against the United States. But there's a huge geopolitical change right now, and that is that Donald Trump is positioning Russia as a major ally. And with this, I do not see Russia making moves against the petrodollar, and I do not see Russia backing China up with these military posturing drills, and I do not see them cooperating anymore because the two are together now. And this hasn't happened before, and with China not having Russia backing it up militarily, it cannot take on the United States, and they know that. So losing Russia and the Chinese alliance is very huge, and now we will see these Chinese relationships develop in a totally different pattern. The Chinese used to be a lot more aggressive towards the United States. It will be interesting to see what's going to develop in the future, but now with Putin and Russia making closer ties to the United States is no longer at such an economic threat as it was before. Fascinating, amazing news, breaking down a totally different geopolitical landscape than we had just a few weeks ago, and we're going to be covering that and a lot more on this YouTube channel. Subscribe, check us out on Patreon, support us. Real, independent, unbiased news. No fear-mongering here. I don't see much happening here, but it's important to call out all the world events that are happening, and the best way to get that is on WeAreChange.org. Thank you again so much for watching. Love you guys. Subscribe.